Hi guys, and thank you for joining me tonight. Today's training, we're going to go over crafting impactful training. So I'm going to go over, basically how to create a training from scratch. And if you do not know me, my name is Haley. I've been with the company for over a year, and I am a travel coordinator, mentor, and trainer as well. So welcome, welcome. This is live and it is being recorded to be put on my YouTube. Let's get started. So, first thing you guys want to decide when you're choosing on building a training is your training topic. You want to identify current knowledge gaps. So, things that you've noticed that need to be trained, a lot of questions you're getting on certain topics, on certain vendors, things like that. So, you want destination expertise, product knowledge, which is, our suppliers and vendors, using booking software. So that would be, certain booking engines for each vendor. Some of the vendors are different. Conduct surveys, performance reviews, or interviews to pinpoint specific areas where training is needed. This is you can reach out to other trainers and mentors for this knowledge. You can reach out to your agents underneath you, anywhere like that that you can get this information from. Focus on industry trends and changes. So, latest travel industry trends, new destination, emerging travel technologies, sustainable in tourism. You want regulations, so like health protocols, visa changes. A lot of places you have to have a visa for a year or 6 months, something like that, outside of your return date. So you want to know those for each country. So that's a good topic to use for training. Choose a topic that prepares agents to navigate current changes and stay competitive. Things that will set them outside of other travel agents, things that will make them stand out. You also want to do trainings that align with business goals. So increasing sales, improving customer satisfactions, expanding in new markets, choosing training topics that help agents develop the skills necessary to contribute to these goals, like upselling techniques or improving client retention, are also some examples that you can use for trainings. You want to do trainings that cater to your agent specialties and roles. So, niche trainings, stuff like that. Tailor the trainings to your agent's specific roles or areas of specializations. For example, a corporate travel agent may need training on managing business travel, logistics, while leisure agents might benefit from in-depth destination training or customer service techniques for luxury clients. And those are just a few examples of the different ones that you can in each of those roles. You also want to decide what kind of training format are you going to use. There's walkthroughs. So this is where you screen share, vendor pages, and things like that. You can do Canva if you're building content, things like that. So you just jump into the screen share to the different pages you're going to use or that you're training on. This could be booking with a vendor, walking through a vendor. So, you take them to, say, sandals, for example. You pull up the sandals site and you go from there, whether you're going to do sandals training, you're going to do a booking on sandals. If you're going to do a complete vendor walkthrough, things like that are kind of the ones that you use walkthrough are. There's also how to build. So, or how to. So, how to build your marketing content. There's trainings on there where they just pull up their Canva, they go through, they pull up the suppliers they're using to build that content, and then go through and they just build it. There's also presentation slides like this training, for example. I'm using slides that I made on Canva to present my training to you guys. So that is another training format you can use. And you can also use Google Slides or any of those other PowerPoints is one of them. Anything like that that has, the presentation slides available. And then you've got the combination of both. This training, I did use it for an example for presentation slides, but I also have links a little bit further in on my pages that I can go to outside pages that allows me to walk through you guys, walk you guys through different aspects of me setting up my trainings. So that's kind of a combination of both is you have your slides, but you have your links tied into your slides so you can jump into other pages and kind of go from there. some tips. So, identifying training objectives. You want to have a defined, clear, measurable goals for your training with common objectives. So, building product knowledge, destination, travel packages, services, enhancing customer service skills, developing sales and marketing strategies, improving booking and itinerary planning processes, understanding travel laws and regulations, and understanding your audience. All of those are great things that you can do trainings off of or that you can include into your training if it pertains to it, obviously. Access the knowledge level of your trainees. So keep in mind, are you training new agents or are you training experienced professionals that just need an update? Most of my trainings I do kind of go into like they're new agents, but I do also include updates if I'm working with a supplier for those ones that, are more familiar with that vendor. They're getting the updates needed. And that's, basically you just want to tailor your content to meet that focus um, for your target audience. That way you can help them grow and improve instead of if you are doing experience over new, you're not giving them the same information they already know. Or you can use different like softwares, like instead of let's say Google Slides, let's jump into Canva. Or if you know a different one and no one's touched based on it, or different sites to do websites, different things like that that haven't been done before are a good way to update us on other platforms out there to use on different things. So that's some more training ideas. You want to incorporate, you want to also take into account, like if you're doing vendor trainings and stuff like that, take into account into bringing in corporate guest speakers and industry experts. Have a guest appearance or someone that knows a little bit more about that than you. That is a great way to bring, something new to your trainings and as well as new knowledge that we might not have. There are a few trainers out there that actually have trainings where they bring guest speakers on, and they're really neat. So, my steps for building my trainings is I pick my topic and I set my date. Then I build my talking points. I choose a format and then I begin building my training. Once my training's built, I print out my talking points and I run through it at least once or twice. And then I will present it on that day. So let's take a look. And these are the links I was talking about. So with Canva, you can set in links. This is my training video document. So this is where I put my ideas for new trainings. And then I have my trainings that I've already set up. So I have my schedule as well. So as you can see, that's how I start out. This is how I get my ideas. If I come up with the idea, I put it on here. If it's something I want to do in the next few months, I'll highlight it. And I go through and I change these, I add to them, stuff like that. My talking points, this is what it looks like. This is my talking points for this training. So I do my talking points before I do my slides. And this will help me kind of decide my format. Because if I go through and I put down like the topics that I'm wanting to put in my training, I can decide, okay, is this going to be better formatted as a presentation? Or is this going to be better formatted as, just jumping into and screen sharing and jumping on the web pages, and stuff like that. So as you can tell, I have tabs, Canva presentation. Let's find one here. That's Canva slides. Slides. I've got some in here that aren't. Presentations somewhere. Okay, so like this one, my mock booking with non-suppliers, my campsite edition. This one, I have my cover page, so that's what I'll pop up for my introduction. That's the page that the screen I set on while I'm talking and getting going, so they can kind of see my cover, which is it's similar to my flyer that I put together because a lot of us we have to put flyers so that we can get it on the schedule and stuff like that. And then sometimes I'll put a welcome message. Sometimes I'll just put welcome. And then as you can tell, I put all the stuff that I'm in touch base. And then I have up here on the tabs, my cover page, I also have Google and Canva because those are the pages I'm going to be using to do this that I used past tense because I've already done this training that I used to do this training. So what I did is I hopped on there and I searched these things. I looked for different camping things. You know, I wanted to do different ones. So here's some ideas for me while I'm in the middle of it. And then I can just bring it up and go. So what it would look like is I would pull up my cover. You see that on my cover screen here, like you would see the talking points now. And I would just kind of go into touch about the training. Then I would pull up that Google page. I'd already have it pulled up. So I would go next to the tab and I would type in river campsites. And then boom. And then I walk them through it. We pick one, we go through it, stuff like that. So that's your walkthroughs. And then building my training. So the walkthroughs, you just do your talking points and figure out what pages you want. I already have my pages pulled up and I also have everything signed in. So if I'm doing a supplier, I'm already signed in. That way my stuff's not on public social medias so that people don't have it and they can't get in it and stuff like that. If there's any kind of personal information I have to enter in, if I'm building like a site with someone like I did for my Square account, I will pause the training and then start it back up. That way personal information is not shown. So this training pulled up here is one of my trainings that I did for a supplier. I think this one was Vax. Yep, Vaccine Plus. So this is another one that is a presentation, but it also has links in it. So anything underlined is a link and it will take you to it. So that's what this one is. This one is a combination of both. Let me go into my Canva and I can show you guys one that's just presentation. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just to kind of show you. These are my covers. So I will have this put on a document, like my training doc here. Go back here and show you. I don't know if I have one uploaded. Oh, I do have one. Okay. So on my walkthroughs, I will just have this up and sharing, not uploaded, up and sharing. And I'll have it where you can see all of it. There you go. And I'll have it just sitting here like this up and I'll introduce myself and go into the training. And then I will click over to my other tabs that I already have pre-set up for my walkthroughs. Let me see if I can find one here that is just training. Nope, that's one that goes in. I have that one with links in that one. Here we go. I think this one is just links. So, or I mean, just a presentation. So as you can see, I have it built up. Nope, there's links in this one too. So, but this one I give examples of mock bookings in it. And then I have all my links. Where is one that I don't have any links? Maybe this one. But I mean, you guys get the difference, you know, the combination is the one with both. This one doesn't have any links. It has examples, but no links. And it kind of goes like that. So it's fairly simple on the formatting. It's just deciding, you know, how can you present the information you have the best? And how you like to present too, because that's another big deal. You want to be able to present it and, you know, be knowledgeable about what you're training on. Train on things that interest you or, you know, new things you come across, stuff like that. So it's pretty simple. Um, you know, get you a goal set on, you know, what you want to include in your trainings, have your steps set up how you want to build your trainings, and jump in there and do it. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so it says, how do you decide on your topics? I I based off things that interest me, suppliers that I've gotten to know really well, things that I've seen in, our group chat for trainers that, people would like to see that agents are asking to for trainings on, stuff like that. A lot of it has to do with my niches too. Things that I think, oh, this would be cool to do, just different things. I come up with different ideas and change which ones I want to do and stuff. How long does it take me to do my trainings? It just depends. When I first started, it took me a lot longer. Now that I've got this process going, I can throw a training together an hour or two. Um, it just really depends. I like to set mine out and start on the talking points first, and that kind of gives me my foundation of what my training is going to be based off, what I'm going to have on it, and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I start with my talking points. Any other questions? Was talking in front of a bunch of people hard for me? No, I mean I'm really good at talking with people. Being on a computer kind of helps because you can set it to where you don't see the people. So if you do kind of have that shyness of being in front of the camera and talking to people, you can always turn it to where you don't see who's on there. So that's the kind of good thing about doing the Zooms. You're welcome. I'm glad this information helped. Anybody else have any other questions? All right. Well, if no one has any other questions, I am going to close the training down. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Those of you that are watching the recording, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get access to this training as well as all my other trainings. And you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining me.